Hey Divas, welcome and welcome back. It's your girl Keisha here with another video, and today we are going to close out week 1 of July. So if you like budgeting, cash stuffing, sinking funds, saving challenges, every and all things that have to do with your money, I would love for you to subscribe, but more importantly, don't move. All right, Diva. Well, week 1 in July is in the books, and I've already started updating my budget. So how this works is that when we did the pre-budget, I'll link that video down below so you can see how we came up with the original budget. So after I do the budget, when the transactions actually start to hit, I'll come back. I like to use a different color sometimes and write down the actual amount, because when I budget, I use whole numbers, I use round numbers just to make the math easier. And then when things actually do come in, I'll put the exact amount. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna finish close this out, and then I'm gonna highlight these transactions, because if you know, then you know I use the highlighter method. It just makes life easier for me. And then lastly, we're gonna come to our weekly check-in and just fill in how much we spent in the first week of July. So first things first, these are all my transactions that I had the first week. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab, I do have all my mile liners here, okay? And I do categorize my expenses, so it just makes it easier for me. I'm just gonna grab them all out. Put them over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight everything, and then I will be back. Okay, so now that we've highlighted everything, we are good to go. Again, this makes it much easier for me to come and track and see how much I spent. I could just eye it. Okay, groceries are the purple. I could just look and see how much I spent in groceries, so forth and so on. I also like to put a little check mark. I put a check mark just to let me know that I've already accounted for it on my sheet, because part of my daily budgeting routine is when I update my expense tracker. You know, if I have it here, I'll just go ahead and fill it in. So you can see there's some areas that are not filled in, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do today. So let me just start with something like as easy. Okay, the income is all set. I did get another $25. My mother-in-law just said, hey, here's $25. Oh, that's what it was. I had to buy a new is that the acronym for mother-in-law, mother-in-law? I don't know if that's a real thing, but I just put it in there. I had to buy a new hair dryer, so she just paid for it. I'm like, all right. Matter of fact, that's what I need to write too. I just need to see how much I spent on that hair dryer real quick. Give me a sec. Anyway, so long story short, she wanted to pay for the hair dryer, which I thought was so thoughtful of her. Old people, they try to help when they can. So for the first week in July, my real income was $13,516.89. So that is my real number. So it's a little higher. What is that? Like 26 bucks, 27 bucks more than I anticipated. Okay, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. So I took care of the income. I just like to put a check mark, meaning I already accounted for it. So now we're gonna come down here and let me just do some math. So Apple subscription, I got hit with a lot of Apple subscriptions. So everything subscription, I'm just gonna add up. Well, at least the Apple. Plus $7.99. Apple. Okay. Because when I budgeted, I somehow budgeted, I was only paying $5 for Apple this week, but nope, girl. I paid $17.98 for my Apple subscriptions this week. That is one thing that always, I could just never get right. Let me know how you guys are on your Apple subscriptions. Is your Apple subscriptions like good to go? Are they squared away? Like, I just always feel like I think when I have mine under control, I get hit with something else. Okay, the next one is groceries. Let's see how much we spent on groceries. This first week was a little crazy with groceries. It was almost as if my house was empty. That is crazy. I never spend that much on groceries in 1 week. I feel like I gotta check my math. Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. So we spent $385.84 in groceries this week. I mean, we went to Sam's Club. We bought a lot of snacks. I mean, so that means, let me just do some quick math. So that means for the rest of the month, I have $214 for groceries, which is, we should be good to go. We meal plan already for the second week. I don't need much. I have a lot of stuff already in-house, so we are good to go there. Okay. That's why you have to write the numbers down, because, you know, for me, I use cash with these things. And when you start swiping that card, girl, you don't even know how much these things add up to be. For shopping, we spent $10.50 this week. My husband just wanted a t-shirt or something like that, so we got a t-shirt from Walmart. My kids really took me to the house this week. I already did my kids. Okay, next we're gonna do household. Girl, I'm forgetting all sorts of stuff. Okay, so I forgot to include this. We got some pavers laid in my backyard. I did budget for it. I did budget for it at the beginning of the month. I put it under maintenance, because I put it under maintenance, but maintenance isn't a category for me. So household is actually the category. So I did that, and then I believe we spent about $150 in supplies. So 94 plus 150. So $344.58. Eating out, girl, I didn't eat out at all this week, which was great because we did so much grocery shopping. We did not buy any food last week. Okay, next, what do we have? Fun. Okay, fine. We spent $110.91. And really with fun, this $20.79, I didn't even use it this week. I'm actually going to use it I didn't use it last week. I'm probably going to use it this week. And that was a Cold Stone gift card. It was a $30 Cold Stone gift card for $20, girl. So I couldn't let that deal go. So that I will be using it last week, but I paid for it this week. That's why I went over my fun budget there a little bit. Okay, miscellaneous. I think I only have this one thing. $4 miscellaneous. Like I said, my kids, did I do my kids already? Yep, I took care of all my kids. My kids categories. Now for gas, did I do gas? Yep, I did gas. Now I did get an oil change this week. I did budget for it in my monthly, but I did not budget for it in my weekly because I wasn't sure my husband was going to do that. So for me to capture that, I am just going to put that down here. Okay, so I'm gonna put auto. And it was $100 exactly. Put oil change. Okay, just so I can capture it. Okay, we took care of all of that. Now beauty, we have the 120 here and the $24.57 for the blow dryer. So I spent $144.57. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, I took care of all the groceries. Now, here I put Kroger and I put wine here. Girl, I'll be rocking with that Kroger wine, that Bay Bridge. Let me know if y'all be rocking with the Bay Bridge. But when I buy wine at the grocery store, I don't purchase it under groceries because it's not groceries. I don't want that to inflate my numbers. Drinking wine or beer or whatever, that's like entertainment, that's fun. So I always charge that to like my fun category. So that's why you see fun $5. Okay, so we took care of all the fun. So it looks like everything's been accounted for. My sinking funds and savings challenges. Well, I didn't do any saving challenges this first week. Okay, so everything that I spent is accounted for on this sheet here. So now let me just go ahead and update the number. So you see we updated the income. Now let's just update the bills and figure all that jazz out and see where we're ending the week at. Okay, so for the first week of July, my bills came up to $7,056.05, which was just a slight overage of what I projected. So that's pretty good. So now let's go ahead and bring this amount down. I did not put any additional savings, so that's still zero. We're just gonna bring this number down. Okay, now we're gonna carry this over to my variable expenses. Okay, now let's do the same. Let's add up over here and see what we actually spent over here. Okay, so my variable expenses, I budgeted $23.75, but I spent $16.97.04. And remember, like my groceries, this is for the entire month, so I didn't spend the entire $600. My kids, even though I came really close to it, I budgeted $500. I spent a little less. Even shopping for my husband and I said I was going to, I gave us the month $200. We only spent $10 last week. So a lot of this is buffer. So you'll see when I set up paycheck number 2, some of the differences of this amount will roll over. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that's why this number is so much lower than what I budgeted. Okay, let's bring this number down. Okay, now for my sinking funds and my holiday binders, I stuffed exactly what I budgeted. So that number didn't change, 380. So 535901 minus 380. Okay, now let's bring this down. So we have 4,979.01. So I did have an oil change, okay? And then that means I'm rolling over this amount. Okay, so again, I had the oil change, which was $100, so I subtracted it from my leftover, and then what's left out of that is $4,879.01. So when I set up paycheck number 2, this is the amount that I'm going to be starting with to start week 2 of July. Okay, so that part is done, and the last part now is just the weekly check-in. And why I like the weekly check-in is really just to see at one sheet how I'm spending my money weekly. Okay, where's my money going each and every week? Like we did here, I categorized my expenses. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the categories here one time. And then each week, I'm just going to come in here and fill out how much I spent in each category. And then at the end of the month, I'll have a running total. So that way, when I'm doing my monthly budget, I can see, oh, I do spend $600 a month on groceries. Oh, no, girl, you went over, or whatever the story is telling me, I'll be able to see it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in, fill the categories in, and then I will be right. Okay, I wrote all the categories in, and then I even highlighted it to match the, highlights I use for each category. It just makes it easier. So now, one of the last steps we have to do is just go ahead and fill it in. We did the work. We did all the work. Now we just have to add it up, okay? So for income, I already have that number right here, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and fill that in. Groceries, I already have it right here. Dining out, 0. Household, gas, beauty, Now for the rest of the categories, which is not too many because we did a lot of the work, I'm just going to go in and add them up because it's very easy for me to identify based on the category and based on the color. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you, but I did make a mistake in my budget. I will fix it, but I'll wait till I get off the camera. This, you see, I even had an asterisk next to it. This apple, $41.27. I had it on a subscription, so I looked it up because I'm like, I don't remember ever having a subscription for $41.27. But I did run an ad on TikTok, and I used Apple Pay to pay, and it came up, you know, under Apple, but it really was a business expense, not a subscription. So I didn't include it anywhere, but I needed to include it in my business expense. So that just means I need to change all of these numbers, but I would do that offline. I'm not going to hold you for that. But here we are. Here's what we spent the first week of the month. So now I'm going to add everything up and see how much we spent. Okay, so for the first week, I spent $8,381.88. That's what this is telling me. That's what this is adding up to be. That's what it's looking like. So with the exception, I have to just make this one correction. And like I said, it'll be like a minute. Oh, here it goes. I was like, where is this pen? I'm going to do it real quick. Okay, that was like a second for you. That was like 4 or 5 minutes for me. But that's why, girl, I always use erasable pens, okay? I do not play about erasable pens. So we are pretty much done. I am just going to come in here and fill in some of the things that have already come out. Like, let's just say my mortgage, right? That was exactly what I said it was going to be. Water, I actually paid more than that in water. Paid $333.40. My trash was exactly what I said it was going to be. Eating out and groceries, that's still going on, so I can't, you know, get to that. My car note, I did get the maintenance. I can come back for some of the debt. My house insurance, $83.40. Other insurance, $98.73. My kids is still ongoing, so I'm not gonna mess with that yet. Some of these things, so like Netflix, $22.99. The Ring, IP Vanish came out. $11.99. All right, so this makes it easier for you just to come back, you know, when things hit and they're on your budget, just come back and see. So now next month I need to be mindful because let's say for my home insurance, I always budget $85, but I can really budget $84 because it's $83.40. So even if I'm using round numbers, I was rounding up a little too high. So now $83.40, now I can be mindful. Okay, next month I'm only gonna budget $84. You know what I mean? Those little subtleties help you budget every single month according to plan. And for here, I can come back and write my actuals. Now this other income, I haven't pulled it in yet, so I'm not gonna, you know, update that. But okay, so my daughter's soccer uniform, I did pay for that. So I paid $419.43. Okay, so that just helps me remember what I'm focusing on and just come back and putting the actual numbers in. So girl, that is it. Next up is paycheck number 2 for the second week of July, so stay tuned for that. And week 1 is in the books. It is done. Spent a lot of money the first week in July, but that's normal for me. I spend the majority of my money the beginning half of the month. Oh, I forgot, you guys. I forgot that I did something different this month. I forgot that we did this month. Girl, let's come in here and check it off. So I paid all the things here. I believe so. Yep, I paid that, paid that, paid that, paid that. I'm gonna pay my cell phone. I paid this. These things probably come out the second paycheck. Some of these are the second paycheck, the second week. So some of them are a little off, but that's okay. But look, I got a little check mark. I could come in here and write the amounts, but maybe I'll do that on an off day if I don't have anything else going on. But yeah, girl, we feeling good. We feeling good about the first week. So you see, I only have about like $5,000 left to, you know, carry me through the rest of the month. And I'm saying only 5,000, but you see where I started from. That's why I know I'm very blessed to have a good income, but your girl got a lot of expenses too. So I'm trying to decrease those expenses so I can enjoy the income that is coming in. All right. So if you stayed to the end and you enjoyed today's video, let me know in the comments below how your first week of July was. How is it going? Maybe you are a bi-weekly check person, so maybe you're still like in your first pay period. But let me know how you feel like you're doing for the first week in July. I would love to hear from you. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to your girl. I would love to have you. And like always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.